Here is a communication from the Office of Governor Walz on how to deal with misinformation. Subject: Amplify. Countering misinformation with facts. Dear friends and allies, we'd like to share some context around recent viral videos, including content from YouTuber Nick Shirley. This is not new information to state agencies or law enforcement, and the video didn't present any new credible evidence. Well before posting the misleading video, the state had already investigated and referred these providers to law enforcement to take further action. Two of the child care centers, Quality Learning and Mako, already closed, one of them in 2022. State and federal investigations into these facilities have been covered extensively. The acting U.S. attorney under President Trump even held a press conference in front of one of the buildings. Fraud has been reported on, investigated, and prosecuted for months, and in some cases, years. What is new is the scale of partisan misinformation and sensationalism used to distort the facts. Nick Shirley has a documented history of false claims, including posting false Russian-backed lies about the war in Ukraine, see video, staging political stunts, and was at the insurrection on January 6th. At the same time, some national figures are attempting to falsely tie Minnesota fraud cases to terrorism. A recent Star Tribune investigation also confirms that allegations suggesting Minnesota taxpayer dollars funded al-Shabaab are erroneous and based on misquoted sources. Current and former federal prosecutors, including both former U.S. Attorney Andy Lugar and former acting U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson, have stated there is no indication that defendants in Minnesota fraud cases sent money to terrorist organizations. The governor has worked for years to crack down on fraud and has repeatedly asked the state legislature for more authority to take aggressive action. He has strengthened oversight, including launching investigations at these facilities. Evidence of fraud found at these facilities has been referred to law enforcement, and two of the businesses highlighted in the video is permanently closed. He has hired an outside firm to audit payments to high-risk programs, shut down the Housing Stabilization Services program entirely, announced a new statewide program integrity director, and supported criminal prosecutions. As a reminder, fraud is not a challenge that is unique to Minnesota. In 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice uncovered a $10.6 billion Medicaid scheme across multiple states, none of which were Minnesota, dubbed Operation Gold Rush. Arizona uncovered a $2.5 billion Medicaid fraud scheme in 2023 targeting Native Americans seeking substance use disorder treatment and has recovered only a small fraction of the stolen funds. Georgia faced a $463 million Medicare fraud case tied to unnecessary lab testing. California had COVID-era fraud schemes worth $358 million and $250 million. Illinois had a healthcare scheme of nearly $300 million. While some seek attention through viral misinformation or political theater, the governor remains focused on solving the problem. Under Governor Walz's leadership, the state has ordered audits and paused payments for 14 high-risk Medicaid programs, created a centralized fraud investigations unit led by law enforcement within the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, established a statewide Inspector General Coordinating Council, funded additional auditors and strengthened grant oversight, expanded whistleblower protections and enforcement tools, and implemented new data analytics and prepayment review system. We will continue to be clear, factual, and grounded in evidence. We will support law enforcement and prosecutors as they do their work, and reject efforts to distort fraud into a tool for fear, division, or political gain. Thank you for standing with us in defense of facts and accountability. Office of Governor Tim Walz and Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan,